This girl at work said something to me the other day, and I like can't get it out of my head. Heard a baby around her. I was like, oh God, that's free birth control for me. And she's like, oh, that makes me think of my little baby. And I was like, yeah, I'm too selfish. I don't want kids. Like, I have a dog. That's enough for me. A couple days later, she's like, so you don't want kids, but you have a dog. Do you have like a boyfriend or anything? And I was like, no, I've never had a boyfriend. She was like, how old are you? And I said, 27. She's like, and you've never had a boyfriend? And I like never really cared. But there's something about her like saying that really hit me this time, because like I've never been on even like 2 dates with the same person. Like, even guys I've talked to or like hooked up with, they'll slowly stop talking to me, and then I find out they have a girlfriend, or they get into a new relationship like a week later. And like when I was younger and I didn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'd be like, it's because I'm fat. I used to weigh like 320 pounds. I lost 160 pounds. It's not like I'm being hit up every day, every week, even every month with like people in my DMs or like messaging me on Snapchat trying to get with me. It's like no one hits me up. It's not even like I'm being selective with who I'm picking and like turning people away. It's just like people aren't coming up to me, and I don't understand. Not like I have an issue with people like wanting to hook up with me, but if it tries to go a step further, they're like, absolutely not, no. I don't want to just like hook up with random people that I don't know, so I'll tell people that I don't want to hook up with them until I know them, and then they're like, well, you're a prude. I'm like, I literally can't win. Why it's like hitting me so hard this time is the fact that she had the audacity to ask, by choice? And I just sit there and I'm like, no, it's not by choice. When I was younger, I was like, oh, it's because I'm fat. Oh, it's because I'm fat. Once I lose weight, I'll have no problem. And now that I'm like not fat, I'm just like, what is it? What is the reason? So now I'm going to finish my energy drink and hit the gym until I can't feel my emotions anymore. Maybe that's the reason.
So here we are again, gentlemen. Another day, another TED Talk from a modern woman realizing, surprise, that life doesn't reward you just because you exist. And in today's episode of I Can't Understand Why I'm Single, we've got a girl who lost 160 pounds, avoided relationships her whole life, and now suddenly wants to ask, why doesn't anyone want to date me? Ein friend, you waited 27 years to realize that the world doesn't revolve around your feelings? She says she never had a boyfriend, not even 2 dates with the same guy. Not even a text back, and somehow this shocks her. You know what's funny? When men go through this kind of dry spell, they don't hop on TikTok crying into an energy drink. They hit the gym, focus on their purpose, and move on with life. But when a modern woman faces even 1 ounce of rejection, it's, why me? Why not me? Where are the good men?
On a speed dating event, so let me tell you everything I thought about it. The good, the bad, the ugly, a story time. Just explain if you're interested. Again, the things that I liked, maybe didn't like, and just like my opinion on it. So I found out about it. A lot of people were asking about that. I found out about it through one of you guys DMing it to me on Instagram, like someone that follows me. She was like, hey, I don't live in your city, but I know that you live here, and I saw someone post about it, so I thought you might be interested. I'm always like down to do random crazy shit. I embrace dating. I think it's super fun. I love meeting people, even if it's not romantic. Like, I just think we can all use more of like in-person types of interactions, social encounters, whatever. I think it's great. I've always seen speed dating like on TV and movies, so I was like, it's something I think I would like doing because I like talking to people. So that's why I did that. And I got a friend to go with me. I would have gone by myself, but I wanted to go with a friend, so that worked out perfectly. This event specifically, this was their second time hosting it, so it's brand new. It's a group that has a podcast that's like relationship focused, so they're the ones hosting the event. So what I saw when you sign up was that the women could just sign up and there would be 40 slots. So you just sign up as a woman with your name, age, email, Instagram handle, and like maybe some other things. But then the guy side of it, I didn't obviously like click and look at it really, but it did say like guy application. So the guys were more so having to apply, whereas the girls were just able to sign up. Originally, it was shown that basically you would get there around 6 to 6:30, you'd be signing in. We had like champagne, that whole vibe, and they kept the guys and the girls like separate. Then when it became like 6:30, we were supposed to date 20 guys at a time for like 3 minutes each, and then have like a little break in between, and then date the other 20 guys, and then end it all and all get together, have a drink, take a picture, like whatever. That was how it was marketed. But what ended up happening was there ended up being a lot more girls sign up than guys. Not only that, probably ratio just off the bat, but a lot of the guys that maybe initially had signed up didn't end up showing up because of, they were saying outside factors like the Kentucky Derby, Cinco de Mayo. It was a very busy weekend this weekend. So there ended up being a very large surplus of women that they were not expecting to have. So that was the first issue that I will say that this event had, was there was only like 30 tables, I think, set up where each girl was sitting, and there was over 30 women. So a lot of the girls ended up literally having to sit in like this other spare room and just like watch all of us get to date. And they didn't even get to like basically be a part of the speed dating event. And that just came down to like whoever was there on time or in time to like get handed a seat number for your table. So a lot of the girls were like really upset and like really pissed about that, which fair enough. The other thing I would say was what I said before. It came to me as a complete shock when we were told that the men had paid good money to be here and like to be a part of this. And for me personally, I don't think that anyone should have to pay. I understand logistically they had free drinks, there was a snack table, people had to kind of like work the event. And they had to rent the space. Like, I do get the logistics of having money involved, but I didn't know that going into it. So then hearing that these men paid to be here, that immediately kind of like not icked me out, but I agree with like what some of the people were saying in the comments. I just think either, women and men should both have to pay to be there to equally date, or not even, you're not paying. I don't think they should be paying like to date. You're getting free drinks and food. So like, I'd be like, yeah, if each party had to pay $10 or something to like be a part of this, I would totally be okay with that. Or no one has to pay. Like, I don't know. I don't like the whole guys paying to be there. And I do understand a lot of people have different opinions about that. It could be similar to guys stereotypically paying for the first date. I typically on a first date will offer to go like 50-50 because it's clearly like an equal interaction. We both clearly we're here for the same thing. You didn't like offer to take me out. So that just kind of put a weird taste in my mouth, knowing that these guys like paid, and they kind of said like it was a lot of money. I don't know how much that is or what that means.
I don't want kids. I have a dog. That's enough for me. Yeah, that's modern woman logic right there. Trade a crying baby for a barking one and call it empowerment. The irony, she says she's too selfish for children, but then acts surprised when men don't see her as relationship material. Ein Freund. You literally said you're selfish. Why would a man build a future with someone who brags about not wanting responsibility? Men hear that and immediately think, cool, thanks for the heads up. Enjoy your dog food dinners and solo Netflix marathons. Let's talk about the weight loss part, because this is a big one. She went from 320 pounds to 160 pounds, which is impressive. Respect where it's due. But here's where things go off the rails. She thought that just by losing weight, the world would automatically roll out the red carpet and flood her DMs with Prince Charmings. Gentlemen, losing weight doesn't erase personality issues, attitude problems, or a lack of femininity. You can upgrade the software, but if the system's still corrupted, the program's gonna crash. You lost the weight, but did you lose the entitlement? Classic escape move. Rather than asking herself, am I dateable? She chooses to run from reality, literally, to the gym, with a can of caffeine and a bucket of tears. Ladies, hitting the gym is great, but it won't fix the core issue if you're still carrying emotional baggage heavier than your old body weight. You wanna know why he ghosted you after the hookup? Maybe, just maybe, it wasn't the fat. Maybe it's your attitude that weighs a ton. Now let's shift gears to our second contestant, the speed dating girl. She shows up to an event expecting 40 eligible bachelors lined up like it's the Bachelorette. Instead, there's too many women, not enough men, and a harsh realization. Men don't want to participate in this dating circus anymore. Ein Freund. Welcome to the market you helped create. They were shocked that men had to pay to be there. Meanwhile, women got in for free just for showing up. Champagne, selfies, makeup, done. You want equality until the check shows up. Then it's, wait, he paid and I didn't? That's not fair. Reality check. When men are required to apply just to date, and women just sign up casually, that's not equality. That's entitlement. This part is wild. She was disgusted that the men had to pay to attend, not because the event was bad, not because the guys were rude, but because they invested money into meeting a partner. Imagine saying you want serious men, and then being disgusted that they're willing to invest in finding someone. What she really meant was, if you're spending money, I better be the prize. But if 30 other women are also there thinking they're the prize, someone's walking out empty-handed, or with a dog. She says she usually offers to split the bill on the first date, and hey, we respect that. But notice how she said it almost like she's doing charity. I go 50-50 because it's equal, right? But if the guy expects that every time, what happens? He's labeled broke, weak, unromantic. Modern women want traditional effort from men, but give modern energy in return. That's not a fair trade. That's emotional crypto. All hype, no value. They're not at speed dating events. They're not chasing women who think dogs are better than babies. They're not sending good morning texts to girls who ghosted 27 other guys. The good men are waking up. They're learning. They're building. And they're watching women's TikToks, taking notes and saying, thank you for the warning. Modern women are documenting their own downfall, and the men, they're just sitting back, drinking protein shakes and watching the show. The truth is, if you've never had a boyfriend, never had a second date, and no one's sliding into your DMs, maybe it's not society. Maybe it's not your weight. Maybe it's not men being afraid of commitment. Maybe it's you. And modern women hate hearing that because accountability is the one weight they refuse to lift. We're watching it in real time. Women in their late 20s, 30s, even 40s, alone, confused, and blaming everything except themselves. I'm too picky. I'm misunderstood. It's because I'm intimidating. I ain't friend. No, it's because you treated dating like a game and expected everyone to play by your rules. This is the modern dating market. Women rejecting good men in their prime and crying into ring lights when no one picks them back. Men are done playing. They're watching, learning, and choosing to skip the party altogether. And when women ask, where are all the men? They're at the gym. They're on their grind. They're building legacies. They're not texting back. And they're definitely not showing up to pay for attention. Welcome to Traditional Woman, where we don't do soft lies, just hard truths. Cheers.